I would never, ever lay a hand on my son. I admit I've lost my cool once or twice. What parent don't? I've never hit my kid hard enough to leave marks or cause him to cry even. And the alcohol is delusional. I would die before I poisoned my son. I've worked so hard to keep him alive. Him going from the hospital to home. I would never, ever poison my son. And I just want it to end. I have people coming up to me on the street asking me if I've hit or poisoned my son.
What is your son's situation?
My son was born 3.5 months premature, and he has cerebral palsy.
Okay. And can your son is how old?
8.
And can he talk?
He knows a little bit of sign language.
Okay, so he can't verbalize?
No.
But he can communicate with a little bit of sign language. Are you still together with your husband?
We were never married.
Okay, so you were never married. Are you together now?
No.
Okay.
He was always off at a party, and that's eventually why I left him.
Okay, so you have custody of now?
Yes.
Is your father-in-law in the picture? Does he come over? Does he see his grandson?
I involve all of family members because I think it's important. Why should I hold my son accountable for them being to me? That's not right, and I've never been that way.
Okay,
so my son asks for his grandpa or grandma or dad, and I call them up, and they come get him.
Who has your son right now?
Gary Sr.
His grandpa. Why does he have your son right now?
I've ran into a stream of bad luck, got unemployed. Therefore, I could not afford my rent, and I had to think who I know and trusted with my son.
So I have to ask you, do you hit your son?
I have hit him twice on the mouth, and I felt so bad about it. I dropped immediately, I scooped him up, and I started crying, and he started comforting me because I felt horrible. I lost my cool, I'll admit it.
Was your ex doing everything he could to help the situation, be a good father?
No, he was never there.
And why not? Because he just wasn't interested in his child, or was it because your child had special needs?
When my son was a year, we both were busted for doing methamphetamines. So we both had
You both were busted for doing methamphetamines?
Yeah, and our son got taken away, and we both had to do treatment. He went to 2 days.
Were you a drug addict?
Yes.
Okay.
He went to 2 days and stopped going. I finished treatment. I completed AA and still go. I got us an apartment, a job, and back. All the while, he's doing meth in our bathroom.
What happened to your son's ear?
I don't know.
His grandfather says he got a call from school. He goes there. He's got this huge bruise on the side of his face, his ear.
No, his cartilage was swollen, and he had blood on the inside of his ear.
Well, how did that happen?
I really don't know. I've told the doctors.
You dropped him off at school.
Yes.
And he was fine.
Yes.
And then you picked him up, and there was a big mark.
Yes.
Did anybody tell you how it happened?
No. And everybody started pointing the finger at me. I don't know. You dropped him off.
And did the teacher say, hey, you dropped him off in that condition?
Yes.
Okay.
Not in that condition. They noticed it 2 hours after he had arrived at school.
We got some hospital paperwork. Your son had dark purplish bruising, an oval-shaped brownish bruise, and it has a geometrical shape of someone's thumb pad. That somebody, he didn't fall. It's from the hospital report that it was consistent with somebody taking their hand and cracking your son with their hand.
I even talked to the doctor myself, and he said that he couldn't make any determinative action.
Well, the hospital report is saying that they could determine that it was,
I don't know how it happened. I know that I would never hit my son that hard.
Did anybody else
not that I'm aware
watch
of.
them? Did anybody could have done this?
Not
there was
that
nobody
I'm
else in the
aware
house,
of.
just you?
It was me and my significant other and my other
Could
child.
he have done it?
If he had, I'd have killed him.
Let's bring Gary Sr.
You know what? I've never done that to my son.
Come on.
You know what? All you're doing is getting attention on tape.
Come on.
You're a no good for nothing bastard and you deserve to rot in hell. Get a life for your own, Gary. And if I had
You're so mean to him. What about strapping him in his wheelchair for a timeout?
Dude, I did that for a timeout for 10 minutes, Gary.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
You're a lowlife for good.
Bring it on.
He can't even defend himself.
Hey, you let your grandkid
can't even defend himself.
You too. Let your grandkid hit you too. You gotta make up.
The bruise on the side of his face was noticed as soon as out of the parking lot.
Just to get your 10
you
minutes
weren't
of fame?
even out of the parking
Then
lot.
how come I didn't get arrested?
You know as well as I do.
Nothing. And
You know
nothing.
as well as I do. You're guilty as sin.
Do you get disability checks for your son?
No,
or
not anymore.
Government issue checks?
Not anymore.
But you did.
Yes.
Is there any truth that
No.
you took your son's checks and went to
Not
Vegas?
at all.
Why do you say that she
Absolutely
did
not.
that? How do you know that?
She moved from one house to another and didn't get the change of address in on time, so his check was late. Okay, they sent her another one. She cashed it, and then here comes the other one that was lost. She cashed it at the very same time that her went to Las Vegas. When they got back, they couldn't pay their rent because they went to Las Vegas.
Let's bring out your son, Gary Jr. Let's bring out Gary Jr.
I might not be the best damn parent, Stephanie, but I'm a hell of a lot better than you are.
I bet you're better than me. Are you serious?
Yeah, I might not be the best. I've done my wrongdoing. I don't have Daniel now.
You are the lowest form of father.
Why aren't you there for your son?
I guess I don't have an explanation for it right now.
How do you not?
Well, I guess I can say me and my father, we don't get along the greatest.
So
We've
what?
Gotten into
So what?
He kicks me out of his house. He'll tell me.
Man, how old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Well, your own.
Because there's no explanation for that. I'm not the best parent. I can call myself
Explanation, either you're a bum, you do drugs, you don't have a job. Have you ever taken your son's money and spent it on you?
I have, yes.
Have you spent it on drugs?
I've bought in some pot with it, yes.
So you've taken your son's money to buy yourself drugs?
I have, yes. In the past. It hasn't happened
In the past? I don't give a damn when it happened.
Since then, I've taken 2 parenting classes and graduated them. I've taken an anger management class and graduated, and I'm currently in anger and parenting classes right now to better myself.
Congratulations for you. And what do you do with these classes? Do you spend time with your son?
I can't when I'm in these damn classes.
Well, how about when the class ends? Why not take your ass over to Daddy's house and go see your son? Do you need a class to say, hey, Gary Jr., go see your son. Go be a daddy. And do I need to take a chalkboard and write that out for you? Professor Steve says go see and spend time with your child. You're a grown man who's just a damn load on my stage and doesn't be a damn reason why he doesn't take care of his kid. Let's bring out your wife.
I'm sorry. Who in the hell you think you are? You put the bruise alongside his head. We seen it, the blood coming out of his ear.
Did you see me?
He was in your care. He got on the bus from your house. From your house.
Get the hell away from me.
Go ahead. Go right ahead. Go ahead. You put the bruise on him. You did it. You were home with him. Why?
Sorry.
I couldn't work.
Gary Sr., you're the one who contacted the show. You were given a lie detector test. And you were asked on your lie detector test, have you ever physically abused your grandson? You answered no. Did you fabricate a story that Stephanie is abusing your grandson? You answered no. You were asked, did you fabricate a story that Stephanie was giving your grandson drugs or alcohol to sleep? You answered no, and the results of Gary Sr., your father, told the truth. So, Gary Jr., you took a lie detector test, and you were asked, have you ever physically abused your son? You answered no. Have you ever seriously neglected? You said you neglected, but let's upgrade it to seriously neglected your son. You answered no. And the results for your lie detector test is that, Gary Jr., you told the truth. Have you ever hit your son hard enough to leave marks? You answered no. Did you cause injury to your son's ear? You answered no. Besides twice, did you slap your son across the face when he grinds his teeth? You answered no. Have you ever strapped your son to his wheelchair and put him in a corner as punishment for longer than 10 minutes? And your response was no. And the results of your lie detector test is that you told the truth.
Thank you! Thank you! Kiss it! Kiss it!
No! You
Hold on.
Did it
Hold
all
on.
back to me
Hold
for
on.
you.
Still in your
Hold on. Hold on. You know what? Is that the correct response? I passed. Kiss. Start conducting yourself like a mother here.
Just
Hold on.
leave me alone.
Okay,
Let me be the
Stephanie,
mom I need to
before
be.
you start jumping around and celebrating here, I got another part here. You were asked additionally, have you ever given your son alcohol to make him sleep? You answered no. You were also asked, have you ever given your son any kind of drug to help him sleep? And you answered no. Do you know who injured your son's ear? And you answered no. Our results for those questions that you were asked on the lie detector test is that you did not tell the truth.
You protect him! You protect him! You don't let that
Do not run!
You protect him!
You
You
know what?
keep him
I'm gonna ask
safe!
you to take your wife
You're
off the
a mom!
stage, okay?
I'm
Take
a
her off the
mom! You
stage.
keep him safe!
Take her off. Take her off. Now, I don't want any screaming. Stephanie, you failed this partial lie detector test. So I don't want you to get scared here. I don't want you to worry. I want to give you a chance. And not everybody takes it, but you can take it now. I want you to tell me the truth. So I'm going to ask these questions again, and I want you to be truthful. Stephanie, have you ever given your son alcohol to make him sleep?
Yeah,
Okay, hold on.
once.
One.
could you, Steph?
Hey. I'm proud of you for doing this right now. Have you ever given your son any kind of drug to make him sleep? Okay.
I doubled his clonidine
Okay.
sleeping pill.
Okay. Do you know who injured your son's ear?
I really don't.
You don't.
I really don't.
Okay. You did something horrible. You know that. Giving your child alcohol, drugs. You could have killed him.
Yeah.
You could have killed your son. Don't ever do that again.
I won't.
Okay? Don't ever do that again. You're probably the first person that I ever given a second chance about a lie detector test and admitted the truth. You're the first person. Why are you here?
To see my son again.
Okay? Why are you here?
My dad called them and wanted me to back him up.
That's not good enough.
I'm here because of her abuse, because of her drugging my
That's
son.
not good enough. I want to hear out of your mouth because I care about my son.
I do care about my son. That's why I'm here on the show.
What do you want to say to your son's grandfather?
Thank you for caring so much about.
Anything you want to say to your grandson's mother?
I love my grandson's mother. I've never doubted your love for Daniel at all. I never wanted it to go this far.
I'm sorry.
I accept
all
your
of it.
apology.
It takes a big person to admit the truth. And like I said, you're the only person that I've ever had on my show that didn't say, oh, the lie detector test was wrong. You admitted your mistakes. You promised me
Yeah.
in 6 months we're going to have a different
promise.
update.
I promise.
All right, let's go be with your grandson. Let's go be with your son. Let's go.